Wow. This is even better than the last chapter. Hey, Bradley Charbonneau here. It is 4:30 in the morning on a Monday. Got a little meditation Monday recording for you here. Although 4:30 in the morning, it's California time. So it's, early afternoon. Dutch time just flew in yesterday. I'm up super early. Just did a hour-long past life regression meditation. Disclaimer, warning, sticker, label, public service announcement. This is going to go deep down the spiritual path. If this is not your thing, just swipe away now, because I'm going deep into it here. You've been warned. I'm Bradley Charbonneau. I do weekly, at the least weekly, creations like this where I share insights, motivations, inspirations into finding your next best chapter. Who will you be next has been the subtitle of my brand for quite a while, and I'm sticking with it. And in fact, this episode this week is even deeper into this topic. Here we go. I'm going to share, and if I don't share, bug me and I'll get the link, but it's like Dexter and Alexandria or something. I never remember the names, but it's an insight timer meditation. It's an hour long, and it's a past life regression. It also references Dr. Brian Weiss, who does past life regressions. I've been doing past life regressions for some years. I'm quite a fan. I have an entire sort of theory or philosophy or even foundational sort of structure as to how I see it. Here, I can give it to you in 10 seconds. I see us built up as mosaics, like a mosaic of like a pointillisme mosaic of tiny little lights or colors or I kind of see it like glass, like stained glass windows. And each of those little elements, little pieces, is a person from a different life. And that's who we are and how we're made up of different people from the past, present, and future. That's a different topic. Let's get into today's meditation. Another reason I do this, I walk the talk from my books. I have a book called 17 Hours. It's about fasting in the evening, meditating in the morning, and then creating immediately. So this is the creation part. I've definitely done the fasting over the past 2 months. Also last night, didn't eat much, jet lagged. Woke up this morning, did this hour-long meditation. First thing I do, by the way, nothing, you're in sleep mode. You're in the proper sort of mindset. Jump right into the meditation. And then the creation is very important because it reinforces, it strengthens, it solidifies what you just experienced, and it records it mostly for yourself to remember what just happened. So that's why I'm recording this as fast as possible after the fact, because a lot just happened and I want to get through it. I might go a little back and forth in the timeline because I'm going to remember things. And I'm doing this again because they'll go away. I know it. I won't remember half this stuff by lunchtime today. That's why I record these. I hope it's helpful for you. Again, this is a past life meditation, past life regression meditation, where you go back into a past life that you were a part of. And if you don't believe in that, that's totally okay. I didn't used to either until I started experiencing them. So here we go. Again, I'm kind of jumping around, but this is one of the most important elements. So with this, I'm just going to call her Alexandria. She brings you back, and you often go back to a childhood moment. And I've done this so many times. I often go back to the same ones, and I kind of said, hey, let's go somewhere different. And so I'm at my round table with my parents. My sister will know what I'm talking about. The brown round table with the swivel chairs, and it used to be like these yellow leather, sticky, disgusting sort of cushions. And we're eating pork chops and applesauce. It's actually pork chops, rice, and applesauce. I remember the dish so clearly. And the joke I'm making is I'm saying pork chops and applesauce. And I'm saying it in this sort of funny voice that is coming from, it's either Bobby Brady or Peter Brady. I think Peter Brady is the middle Brady of the Brady Bunch. totally popular show when I was growing up. And I don't remember why he's doing this, but he says that it used to be a total thing. And so I'm saying that pork chops and applesauce. So what is the relevance of this? And so often in these past life regressions, you'll see this scene, and either you are a part of it, like I am that young boy, I am the Bradley of that young boy, like I'm 6 years old or whatever, or I'm in some sort of observation role. And sometimes it can be sort of part of both. And the feeling, for me, I'm a lot about, I can see it, but I can feel it as well. So what I felt was a sense of ease and peace and almost this like naive innocence of youth. And I'm at ease there at my family's dinner table in our living room. I'm safe in my house, in my life, with everything I'm doing. I'm just a happy little boy. I don't have worries. I don't have to worry about the mortgage or earning money or passing the school or anything. I'm just happy in the moment. And that is my pretty much biggest takeaway. I have a big one coming up in a minute here, but that's one of the biggest takeaways I want to remember this morning, is that naive innocence of the pleasure and beauty and power of the immediate moment, and holding on to that. So that's one of them. So then what you do in these past life regression meditations is that you jump around in time, and you're often going back quite a bit. So then, I don't understand this one, but all these past life regression people do the same thing. You go into your mother's womb, right? So you are in your mother's stomach or belly or whatever it's called, and you're an unborn baby. All right, whatever, I just sort of follow along. And here's the main message I got from this one, and you'll see the relevance to the next one. So you're in the room, and what was really neat was that this is going to sound really crazy, I could hear voices from outside of my mom's belly. So I could hear people talking, and I couldn't necessarily make out the words. And also, if you think about it, you're like an unborn baby with no language skills, right? What do you know about language? And in fact, that question didn't come up so rationally, but it came up in the way that I could feel the emotion, or it wasn't words, right? It wasn't speaking. It was the feeling. Like, I guess you could think of like an aura, maybe, or I could feel the emotion of the conversation outside. It almost came into colors, like a purple and a red. Like somebody's purple and somebody's red. That person talking to purple and that person talking to red. And it was sort of, one was bigger, one was smaller, one was deeper, one was softer. And not in just volume, but in sort of feeling, right? Pretty amazing. So here is, I think, the most important part of this past life regression. I keep saying that word wrong this morning. And that is, so then in the next part, Alexandria is telling you, all right, you're going to be born. So you're actually going through the process of being born. So my thought as this, not yet born baby is I say, I don't want to leave here. I like it here. Think life is good here. It's warm. I have food. I got colors to listen to. And I don't want to leave. So kind of crazy, right? As I remember from my own childhood, up until 3rd or 4th grade, which is pretty embarrassing to mention this, I really struggled with the first day of school. It was a new change. It was a new thing. It was a big disruption in my very happy existence. And I didn't want to do it. So here we are. It is November 4th today, 2024. And I'm really feeling 2025 coming up. And my life is pretty good right now. And yet I feel a change coming on. It's a biggie. And part of me, and again, relevance to the past life regression, I'm like, I don't want to change. Things are good the way they are. So here's the kicker. Ready? When I'm born, I come out into the world. I see my mom and dad, and my immediate thought, remember, this is my present day regression interpretation of whatever I was feeling the moment I was born. And I look around and I say, wow, this is even better than the last place where I was. Wow, this is even better than the last chapter. This is going to be even more amazing than the experience I just had. So let that sink in for a minute. Life was good. I liked where I was. And this next phase is going to be even bigger and better and more exciting. And yes, it's going to be scary. And yes, it's going to be different. And there are going to be challenges. But that very first whoa, this is going to be even more exciting. This is going to be even better. That's where I was. Wow, I'm already over. You know what? I'm just going over today. I'm trying to keep these under 10 minutes, and this was totally not 10 minutes. Sorry about that. I'm going to keep going here because this is really flowing for me, and if you are still listening at minute 11 to Bradley Charbonneau's Past Life Regression on November 4th, 2024, from San Diego, California at 4:30 in the morning, I got to hand it to you. And if you know what, if you are, leave a comment or something, and I'd just love to hear what you think of this, what this means to you. Does it help you break through in any way? Does it help you in any way whatsoever? Okay, then to continue, here we go. So you keep going. And by the way, I'm an experienced meditator. I know when I'm in or not in a scene or a moment or a time or a feeling. And I come in and out, and I just arrived in San Diego, and I literally was having thoughts about, I have a WISE card, it's called. It's an international bank account, and I love it. I'm such a fan, and I can use my Apple Pay, and I can pay in euros or dollars or Swiss francs or whatever. So I'm in the States, so I wanted to do my personal WISE account and pay in US dollars, and I want to tap, and I wanted to pay. And anyway, see how I'm going down a tangent? So this happens in my meditation as well. I'm middle in, whatever. I'm in the womb of my mother. I'm like, oh, so the WISE card, and I could pay at the supermarket, and blah, blah, blah. So that's totally fine. And as an experienced meditator, if you're not an experienced meditator and you worry that, I can't, get in the zone, or I can't figure it out, not a problem. Just let it go. Okay, thanks for the WISE card little infomercial. Can we get back to that past life regression stuff? Yes, please. So that's fine, and you just go back. So you can fall in and out, and when you're in it or when you're out of it. And so let yourself come back. Don't get mad. Just hey, let's talk about that. Let's think about that WISE stuff later today when I'm awake and not in this meditation. So then remember, this previous scenes are you and yourself. So that was myself as a young boy, and that's when I'm having pork chops and applesauce. And then there's me in the womb where I like it here, and then I'm birthed. I'm born, and I'm like, wow, it's even better here. And then you go back to this other life where it's not you. I'm no longer Bradley. I'm a different person. And I often get a name or a country or something, and I couldn't get the name right. I had Gunthar, which is a very German name, but it was a clear message. It's not Gunthar, but I got a spelling. It was something with an H, but I got Gunthar. I don't even think that's a name. And the H also could have represented Hungary, the country of Hungary, for some reason. And I also had a red cap with a golden tassel on the top. It's probably very much influenced by film. There's a movie, it's called the something hotel, Grand Hotel Budapest or something. And I think this is on the cover, probably very much influenced by that. So who knows if Gunthar or Hungary or the guy with the hat is part of this. But the next scene, I'm this guy, I don't know if I'm Hungarian or I don't know what, but quite a 1920s, 30s, something like that. And I didn't get too much of it. I was falling in and out of sort of unconscious meditation here, and getting back to the supermarket on my Wise card and trying to stick with it. And the guy, he's very relaxed, and this was really interesting. Oh, I'm glad I'm recording this because I remember this now. So he's there, and this is again one of those moments where Bradley here in the present 2024, and I'm sort of communicating with this Gunthar, his name is not Gunthar, in Hungary, which may or may not be in Hungary, although he does have a red cap on. He's super chill. He's sitting on a bench, and his legs are crossed. I know, it's weird how I can see this. His left leg is crossed over his right leg, and he has his arms outstretched on the backrest of this bench. The bench doesn't look like the most comfortable bench. It's like wooden. I don't know why. And so you gotta stay with me here for a minute. He kind of through me of the present, he's seeing the pork chops and applesauce guy, little boy, the 6-year-old Bradley. He's seeing this guy, and he says, "That's what I want." And what does he mean by that? He's saying, I want that peace, that meditative peace, that happiness, that naive joy that a 6-year-old boy has, or sometimes has, knowing that life is all is good with the world, all is well with the world. I'm a 6-year-old boy. I'm having pork chops and applesauce with my sister, my mom and dad, and my dog Pretzel. And I'm at the round table in the living room, or in the dining room, at the house in California, growing up outside of LA. And life is good. And this Gunthar from Hungary, from the 1920s or 30s, with his red hat, and his name isn't Gunthar, he says, I want that life. That's what I strive towards. I want that peace. That serenity is the word that comes to mind. Or peace, or, joy, really. Are you with me here? Are you feeling this? This is why I record these things. I had this experience a few minutes ago now. Remember, I'm in total darkness here. I have an eye mask. I have my earphones. I listen to this 1-hour-long thing. I'm in and out of consciousness and in this dream state, meditative state, and I get these stories. And remember, this is like an hour-long thing. I got to remember all this stuff, but I won't remember it. So that's the key element. And if you are still listening to this, I'm going to look at my time. My God, it's 18 minutes. If you are still listening to this at minute 18 of Bradley's ramblings about his past life regression meditation, I applaud you. And if I might advise you or suggest to you at this moment, this is really important stuff. This creative step, this is where the information becomes knowledge. This is where it is solidified into power. So this idea, this meditation, this glorious dream / not dream I had, this is where it becomes knowledge. This is where I gain experience. And it's not just this fun thing I do. And this is where it is embedded in me. It is engraved in me. And I learn from this. That's the power of this creation. The previous two elements of the 17 hours, the fasting and then the meditation, they're very passive, right? The fasting, I just don't eat. Meditation, I'm just listening. I'm lying down, or I'm preferably sitting in a chair. I got the whole meditation thing. Great. They're very passive. This creation part, I'm here recording. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm in the dark. I'm using my voice recorder. This is scary for a lot of people. This used to be very scary for me. I kind of can't believe I'm going to make this public. This is a very private message I'm sharing about the inner details of my past life regression meditation that a few years ago, I didn't even know what past life regression was, much less admit that I would be interested. And yet here I am, not only interested, but I find them fascinating, and I learn from them and grow from them. And I would just like to let you know that you can too. And you don't have to tell anybody about it. You don't have to record your your findings and put them and make them public. In fact, I don't recommend it, because the more, if you're worried about what others think, you might not say something. So remember me, I am long beyond worrying about what people think about me. So I do this. Remember my audience. My audience is me. My audience is me of the future, to come back to this time. And also, because I'm recording, it's really strengthening what's happening. It's as I said, it's engraving the idea in me, and I'm learning from it. So, just to be clear on that last takeaway, that Gunthar, whose name isn't Gunthar, he is looking forward to this. He wants this peace and this tranquility and this, it's almost like confidence that this 6-year-old Bradley has in, Southern California, in whatever, a long time ago. So here's the next thing. With Gunthar, he knows he's got a big change coming up as well, and he's worried about it, and he's concerned. He knows it's going to be good. He knows it's a step up or an improvement or whatever, but he's concerned and he's worried, and it's big. And this is where this comes full circle. And I, Bradley Charbonneau of 2024, I know I have big things coming up, especially in early 2025. And as I say that, I can feel it in my skin, in my bones, that there's big changes coming up for me, and I hope for you. And in fact, maybe we can strive forward together on them. I hope I can take you with me forward and upward, onwards and upwards. And if you want to give me a hand and lift me up higher and forward and faster and upwards, because we can go fast alone, we can go further together. I'm a big believer in that. So this next phase is going to be big. It's going to be scary. But just like being born, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be new. And ideally, what you're going to say is that, wow, this is even better than that last place, or that last state, or that last phase, or that last chapter, or that last year of my life. 2024 is coming to a close. 2025 is going to be even bigger and more exciting. And this is what I want to be excited about, and this is what I want to open the doors to. Allow it to come in. Surrender to my future. Surrender to the magnificence of 2025 coming up. And I hope you open your doors and allow that change to come in, and accept the invitation of me to go into that greatness and into that magnificence that you are in the coming year. Wow, okay. That just dropped into my head. I'm going to wrap this up because I'm at, holy smokes, 23 minutes. Thank you for listening if you're listening. But you know what? Don't let me just thank you. You thank you. Because if you got something out of this, please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear who's listening to this. If you're even anonymously, that's fine. Just that you're listening to this, you enjoyed it, you got something from it, and I hope I can give you some power and serenity and take something from that 6-year-old Bradley who is just, naively innocent and joyful and enjoying life with his pork chops and applesauce at the round table in Southern California. I'm signing off for Bradley Charbonneau of present day, November 4th, Monday. There's a Monday meditation, November 4th, 2024. And I wish you power and magnificence and greatness and upward and onward for 2025. I am going to make it happen, and come on along and enjoy the ride, and let's get on that hay wagon together and go forward into the sunset and into the sunrise of the coming year. Let's make it a great one. Okay? Thanks for listening. Make it a great Monday. Bye for now.